Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video we will talk about the evolution of edge computing. I have divided this video in two parts. In this first part we will talk about the evolution of edge computing, and in the second part we will talk about in a little bit more detail about the edge computing itself. So let's get started. So in this presentation we will talk about the evolution of edge computing. We will talk about different computing models such as the client-server model, the cloud model. Then we will study different limitations of the cloud computing model, and at the end we will study about the edge computing itself. So when we talk about the evolution of the edge computing itself, it went through various stages. Initially there were mainframe computers. The mainframe computers were single purpose, high processing and high memory purpose built computers. These computers were designed for only a single purpose, such as we can see here. Let's suppose this is a monitor, this is the computer, and these computers did not have any distributed model. That means that they were not connected to more than one clients or over the internet or over the network, and they existed back in 70s and 80s. Now the next model is the client server computing model. This model is different from the mainframe computing model, such that we have now a distributed computing model in which we have a server, or we can also call this a service, and many clients. Now these clients and this server may reside inside a single organization boundary, or there may be some clients that are away from the organization era and are accessing these services through internet. The next computing model is the cloud computing model. Now the main difference between the previous model, that is the client server model, and the cloud computing model is that now the services, the servers, the network service, the storage service, the platform, the application, instead of residing these all services inside organization, they are offloaded to the cloud, and this cloud is provided by a cloud provider. So now we have only clients inside the organization. They may be present inside the boundary of an organization, or there may be some clients that are present at some distance location, at some other branch. Now all these clients can access the cloud computing or the cloud resources or the organization resources inside the cloud without any interruption, as long as they have the internet connectivity. Now this model have many benefits. It is very beneficial, but there are some limitations, and these limitations compelled us to go to the next model, that is the edge computing model. Now let's study and let's see some of the limitations of the cloud computing. Now one of the limitations became evident of the cloud computing when we saw the boom of the more and more online devices, especially after the introduction of the smartphone devices. Then the second limitation or the second strain on the cloud computing was the generation of huge amount of data by some devices, such as the autonomous vehicle. Now these autonomous vehicles generate huge amount of data, that became the strain on the cloud computing or the cloud himself, in the form of the bandwidth, the latency, and many other things. The third limitation was in the form of the Internet of Things, IoT. After the emergence of IoT, we know that many more devices are now connected to the internet, and they are sending data to the cloud. The fourth limitation is that of the demand of various applications for very low latency, such as the real-time gaming. For example, the PUBG game requires that we have very real-time and very speedy connectivity with the PUBG server that is present, let's suppose, in the cloud. The fifth limitation is that of the data privacy. Now, when we say that we don't have our data, our storage inside the boundaries of the organization, but instead it is present with some third party provider, i.e., the cloud, it means that the privacy of this data is at risk. It is at the mercy of the cloud provider itself. The sixth and the last limitation is that the requirement of huge amount of bandwidth by these real-time gamings, by the autonomous vehicle, and by the many more devices that emerge after the introduction of smartphones and the Internet of Things. So combined with all these limitations, we were compelled to go to the next stage of computing, and that is the edge computing. So the edge computing is basically bringing the computing and data processing to the edge of the network as close to the originating source as possible. What that means? This means that, let's suppose, as we were having the autonomous vehicle in the previous example, now sending this vehicle data all the way to the cloud, it's not of any practical use because this vehicle requires the processing of data in microseconds. So the edge computing requires that the processing should be done at the edge of the network. This is the network, and here we need that this processing is done as close to the source of data as possible. So what we have done, we have introduced the data caching, the buffering, and the data processing capabilities to the edge of the network. This is the edge of the network. And the cloud is also present. We may send some reports, some statistics to the cloud itself, but now the real-time processing or the real-time decision making, let's suppose this is a robot inside an industry, this requires a decision in a very limited time. These all are done at the edge of the network, and this computing model as a whole is called as edge computing itself. So thank you all for watching the video. If the video was helpful, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have any question regarding the topic, or if you want the PowerPoint presentation that I displayed in the video, please drop a comment. See you soon in the next video. Bye bye.